Hello yogis, hello and welcome. So glad you're here. We're here to relax together, to restore ourselves. Make sure that you have all the props we'll use today, which is what we always do, 2 blocks, 2 blankets and a bolster. And we will begin today in the open book pose. So great that you've arrived. It's still such a glorious day out that I'm thrilled that you've come in to go deeper inwards to relax yourself. So setting up now in the open book pose. Just give you a little demo. If you haven't been for a while, this is how it looks. Props are here to hold us. That's really the most distinguishing thing about restorative yoga, is that the props support the pose. And we hold each pose for a while so that you can really let your body weight drop into the shape. So your seat now on the mat, your sacrum against the bolster, the long way of the bolster, and the bolster itself is supported with a couple of blocks so that it's at a slant and you are reclining back, aligning your spine with the middle of the bolster. And that sense of arriving, just closing your eyes, and could you let your arms soften a little bit? Could you let your shoulders relax back a little bit? If you chose to put the soles of the feet together in the cobbler's pose, perhaps you could let your thighs release out a little bit. And those blankies are there to support your thighs. Or you might choose to just have your legs straight down the length of the mat. We show up as we are, welcoming yourself as I welcome you. Welcome yourself back to your body, back to your essence. With all the thinking, planning and doing that we do, we come home. Come home to the breathing body, which you can really align your attention with now. Feeling the incoming breath, the outgoing breath. And just letting the breath now seduce you, seduce your attention away from everything else that is so seductive. This is the simplicity of being. Beginning now the low and slow breathing right into your belly. So that as you inhale, you feel the expanding. And as you exhale, there's a softening back. Returning again to that delicious aliveness that flows through us. The mystery of our own life force. And what I love as I lie back and feel my breath is that I'm doing it with you. And so we are doing this together. And even though we are in different places, energetically we are linked together by our single point of focus. Your breath, the instructions as they come. How you can just rest in this, luxuriate in this, or allow the little adjusting that may still be happening as you transition into our restorative meditation. Let's all exhale together. And then allow the nose to draw the breath in until you are full of breath. Little pause, and let's blow that breath away through the pursed lips. And as we did, one more lovely pursed lips exhalation. Continue now to breathe through your nose. Realize, says Thich Nhat Hanh, realize you are the earth. You carry Mother Earth within you. She's not outside of you. Mother Earth is not just your environment. In that insight of interbeing, it is possible to have real communication with the earth, which is the highest form of prayer. In that kind of relationship, you have enough love, strength, and awakening in order to change your life. So we are now in this beautiful month of May, where we celebrate new life and we celebrate spring and the lengthening of the days and the abundance of the flowers everywhere. And our own quickening, our own returning to something new. And so always we are connected to Mother Earth. And the invitation from the beautiful Vietnamese monk that I think all of you know, Thich Nhat Hanh, is to breathe with the earth. And so we are breathing together and we are breathing with the earth, knowing that we are interbeing. And that's his beautiful word for interconnectedness. And so to breathe in and be aware of your body, look deeply into it. Realize you are the earth, and your consciousness is also the consciousness of the earth. So we are in this time of awakening, both the annual awakening, but also the great awakening and the turning of the ages. And so we really are living in extraordinary times. And all we can do in this moment is be aware of this moment and to feel our breathing body, to feel that as we breathe our body, we are breathing the earth as well. Thich Nhat Hanh goes on to say, when we recognize the virtues, the talent, the beauty of Mother Earth, something is born in us. Some kind of connection, love, is born. That is the meaning of love, to be at one. Many people suffer deeply and do not know they suffer, and they try to cover up the suffering by being busy. Many people get sick today because they are alienated from Mother Earth. And so this practice of mindfulness helps us to touch Mother Earth inside of this body of ours. And this practice can heal us and others. And so the healing of people goes together with the healing of the earth. And this is the insight, and it is possible for anyone to practice. So if you are enjoying breathing your body and breathing the earth, you might enjoy slowing it down even a little bit more, yogis, by having that little pause between the inhale, the exhale, and the end of the exhale before the inhale. Just allow those pauses to happen naturally. We are about to complete the open book pose. So bring your hands to the outside of your knees and just draw them back up together. And then as you roll off the side, to the side, just stay a moment curled up. Before we continue to the next restorative yoga pose, I want to invite you to come to a seated position where I'd like to introduce one of 3 pranayams that we'll do in today's practice. Pranayam, a different way of breathing. And so when you are ready, just come on up to sit. And the practice that we'll do first, as one of the 3, is actually the breath of fire. Now, the breath of fire is an energizing breath, and it's a little bit of a disruptor of things that we've been doing a lot, we might have settled into. And so I invite you to follow along with me, and you can put your hand on your belly. The inhale and the exhale are the same length, but there's some vigor to the breath. I'm going to give you the first round through the mouth. Try that through the open mouth, in and out. The out breath is vigorous. As you can see, my hand pulls in. It's actually me pulling my belly in to push the air out. So it's diaphragmatic. We're working the diaphragm a little bit more vigorously than we usually do. So that's how it goes. Now, if your nose is blocked, you can continue through the mouth. Mouth tends to get a little dry if we do it for too long, so I invite you to do it through your nose. Breath of fire can be done slowly, or we could pick it up a little bit if that feels good to you. If you're just learning the technique, stay with slow. keep going with it. It does have some vigor to it. It's going to bring a lot of oxygen to your head, maybe create a little tingling, a little dizziness. You can always stop, but I'd love you to disrupt a little bit longer, to invigorate and disrupt. And now all your breath out, 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 out. Relax your hand back down. Your nose inhales. It's a long, leisurely, full breath in. Hold the breath. And now as you hold the breath, lower your chin and relax in your body. We're full of air. We're okay. Treasuring this breath you are holding. Letting your body now be this vessel to hold the breath. And then just breathe out normally. And sit a moment in this natural breath that follows. I invite you to do another round with me. Hand on tummy, and here we go. Hand all the breath out, 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 out. Relax your hand. The nose inhales deeply. A bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more. Relax your shoulders, lower your chin. Pulling up at your pelvic floor, we're sealing the breath in and just relaxing into the hold. Treasuring the breath that we're holding. We're in a meditative place. Just going to hold a little longer. And now let's all exhale. A normal breath in. And a normal breath out. Good. Sit for a moment, let all that integrate. Beautiful. We're going into our next pose in Restorative Yoga, where we come into the revolved child's pose. So we kneel over the bolster. Walk a little to the right so we can sit down on the left butt cheek. The options are to leave your legs zigzaggy or to extend your bottom leg, your left leg, and let your right knee rest on one of your blankies. Turn your trunk towards the bolster and lie down. So there's a nice revolution in your spine. And as we settle into this shape, come back to the low and slow breath, filling your tummy and your lower back with the inhale and feeling that softening as you exhale. Stay with that. Back into into this practice of mindfulness, you might find there's a little shift after the vigorous breath interlude, that shaking up changes up things. Perhaps your mind has become quieter and calmer. And so that it's really easy to drop deep into breathing your body connected to the earth, breathing with the earth, as it were. This beautiful time to be in nature, to love nature, to be nourished by nature. And be that your backyard or your solitary plant in your house or your balcony, or your hike through the beautiful trails that surround us here. Nature brings us home to ourselves. Share a little bit more of Thich Nhat Hanh's words as you rest and breathe. So he's been talking about how we heal ourselves and how we heal other people, and that it's possible for anyone to practice. In Buddhism, we talk of meditation as an act of awakening, to be awake to the fact that the earth is in danger and living species are in danger. We have constructed a system we can't control. It imposes itself on us, and we've become its slaves and victims. We have created a society in which the rich get richer and the poor become poorer, and in which we are so caught up in our own immediate problems, we cannot afford to be aware what's going on with the rest of the human family or our planet Earth. When we are mindful, we shift the field, we change things. Thich Nhat Hanh says, when I am mindful, I enjoy my tea more. I am fully present in the here and now, not carried away by my sorrow, by my fear, by my projects, the past and the future. I am available to life. And when I drink tea, this is a wonderful moment. And we are drinking our breaths. And it's a wonderful moment. Three more cycles of your breath here. to press down on the earth to push your way up. Before we take our second side, let's just do a little bit of the spinal flow on hands and knees, arching, inhale, and rounding on exhale. Just 3 or 4 of these. Getting blood flow, flexibility in the spine. And we do hold these poses quite a long time, and so little movement between is nice. Good, and then just let yourself set up for second side, which will be on the right buttock. Arrange your legs in the way that you like. Bottom leg straight or both bent. Turn, rotate, and lie forward again on the bolster. Now you can have your head this way or that. Dropping into your own deep and slow breaths, staying present with that. Just 3 more cycles of your breath in this shape. Gently, again, just using your hands, make your way up. Invite you again to come to a seated position for our second pranayama. We began with breath of fire, where we churned up a little bit of heat and disruptive energy. We come now to the water element, and this is called Sitali breath, and it is through the moist mouth that we inhale, and it looks like this. We inhale through the tongue tube. I'm going to make a tube with my tongue. I've folded the outer tongue inward, and we drink the breath, sip the breath, a little slurpee through that. And exhale nose. So keep going with that. Some of you might find that's an impossible position for your tongue. It seems that not all of us can do that. So you can have the same benefits of this breath. Bring your teeth together and slurp the breath in through your teeth. So don't worry about the tongue tube, just draw it in through your teeth. It's also a slurpy breath, and out through the nose. This is a cooling breath. Once you've got a sense of it, just close your eyes and do it. Each time we exhale through the mouth, each time we exhale through the nose, the mouth itself moistens again. See if you can slow down this breath practice. This is one of the oldest pranayamas, and if you haven't done it before, it might feel a little odd, but it really is honoring the water element, the water in our body, the cooling quality of that. Cooling is calming. So we'll do about another minute of this. So that's about 5 more cycles. Stay with it. This has a cumulative benefit. Now as you complete your last one, stay very inward so that you can really attend the subtle changes that happen internally. So we really have to tune in. And of course, there's the voice in the head with its commentary, and then we'll just let that ramble on as we really tune in to the subtle energy of our own body. It's there. Lovely, yogis. Good. Now we're going to set up for our seated forward bend. This too is a nice aligning follow to the revolved child's pose. So set up for a seated forward bend. A place for your seat, and then a place to bend onto. Cross-legged or straddle-legged, higher or lower as works for your body. And so the intention for this shape is to really get length along the discs of your spine, to bring the breath to the lower back. When we bring the breath low, we tap into the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve helps us come into that really calm mode. And so we are resting and digesting together as we breathe in this way. So be as comfortable as you can, and we stay a little more right here. Slow breaths in your seated forward bend. And so as you settle into this shape, and if you are comfortable enough, invite you to begin the third pranayama for our practice tonight. And that's breathing a triangle. So that means the inhale the exhale and the pause at the end of the exhale form a triangle. So it's always good to start moderately. You might inhale for 4 counts. Go straight into the exhale for the 4 counts. And then relax on empty for 4 counts. And let's go again. Inhaling. Right into the exhale. And rest in the nothing. To breathe in again. Breathing a triangle. The pause is at the end of the exhale, which means that's a challenging pause, so we don't want to be too ambitious by making that count too long. Rest in this practice. We have 1 more minute of the triangle breathing. Give yourself to it fully. Completing now our seated forward bend and our breathing of a triangle pranayama. Make your way up. Some of you will use this setup for the elevated legs shape, lying on your back with your legs over this. And some of you will go to the wall and lie on your back with your legs up the wall. So finding the optimal place for your elevated legs shape. It is a wonderful way to relax, to have the legs higher than the heart. Settle into your chosen place. Feel your breath, and if you are still in the frame of that triangle breathing and you're grooving on it, it's a beautiful pranayama. You can keep doing it. It's a good training of the mind to stay focused as well, and it has its own cadence that you start to fall into and flow with. So as you continue with the elevated legs position, perhaps still breathing your triangle breath, a little more from Thich Nhat Hanh. If we are able to touch deeply the historical dimension through a leaf, a flower, a pebble, a beam of light, a mountain, a river, a bird, or our own body, we touch at the same time the ultimate dimension. The ultimate dimension cannot be described as personal or impersonal, material or spiritual, object or subject of cognition. We say only that it is always shining, and shining on itself. Touching the ultimate dimension, we feel happy and comfortable, like the birds enjoying the blue sky or the deer enjoying the green fields. We know that we do not have to look for the ultimate outside of ourselves. It is available within us at this very moment. There is something so beautiful about that pause at the end of the exhale. Somehow it feels to me like that ultimate dimension that he talks about. You just drop into sunyata, emptiness, nothingness. But we can't stay, so the next breath comes in. So we rest in this calming flow of a moving breath that leads us to a very still place. Let's gently now complete the elevated legs pose. I'm going to introduce the cow face pose today. And the cow face pose is very easy. We're going to be on our backs, and the bolster is long. And we'll just be lying flat with the bolster right at the base of the torso. Cross one leg over and then the other leg over. So I've got my left leg over the bolster first, then the right one And then just letting your legs settle over the bolster. You might even find you could rest your legs on the bolster. Might be a little bit more comfortable if your legs are not quite as long to reach the ground. And this cow face shape gives a little outer hip stretch to the leg that's on top. So if you've got your right leg on top, you'll feel it in your outer right leg. You can decide what you'd like to do with your shins, your lower legs. Just resting on your back, cow face legs over the bolster. And it might be nice to do the arms as well. So if you've got your right leg on top, bring your left arm over your right. You can hold your own shoulders, like giving yourself a little hug, or you can wrap your forearms so that your thumb mound rests on your forehead. And so we drop a little more deeply into that stillness. The triangle breath is beautiful here as well. We complete the arms by unwinding them, let them rest a moment. And then slowly and mindfully switching the cross of your legs. So this time we'll have the left thigh over the right. Your feet could be on the long bolster or they could be either side. And when we wrap our arms, it'll be the right arm on top. Always the opposite arm to leg on top for this folding in of our wings in this cow face. It's also very like the eagle pose. Here we are at rest, resting in that stillness of the empty moment at the end of the exhale. Completing again, undoing your arms, let them rest. Undo your legs, letting your feet come to flat uncrossed now. Our next pose is elevated hips, or also known as supported bridge pose. And so if your blocks are not yet at the foot end of your mat, go ahead and pop them there. And then we'll be lying on our backs and drawing the bolster under the hips. And remember, this pose is without a pillow under the head. Rest your hips on the bolster and let your legs slide out straight or stay bent. And now letting your arms widen a little bit away from your body to counterpose that hug in that we did a moment ago. Now opening to spaciousness. Support below and spaciousness above. And spaciousness within the body. And especially that sense of quietude in your mind. That is so much the gift of the triangle breath. That resting in the emptiness. Beautiful, everyone. We come now to our final shape, which is Shavasana. So slide that bolster down, pull your pillow blanket in, spread your buttocks a little bit so you increase that feeling of the spaciousness and the openness as we rest deeply into this next and final shape of our practice tonight, Shavasana. Simply your direct experience of deep rest. Be aware of your state of being. Such a big part of mindfulness. And I hope that you have arrived at a deep, calm place. That triangle breath will help you if you wake up in the night. I know many of us do wake up in the night. Triangle breath, lovely, calming practice. And so letting yourself return gently to your surroundings. A little stretch, a little moving. Resting on your side. Allowing gratitude to flow through your being. As gratitude flows through you, it flows through me, it flows through all of us practicing here together this evening. And I ask that the merit of our practice together may go to benefit all beings everywhere. Slowly make your way back up to sit again on this very beautiful evening in May, this beautiful month, this beautiful day. Come together with your hands. So grateful for you. We are so grateful you showed up. We could do this together. Namaste. Thanks for coming.